So where do I begin? Halloween Ends is definitely an incredibly divisive movie. There's no question about it. This movie is very divisive. I would say 50% of the people watching this video, actually, you know what? 60% of the people watching this video and decide to go watch Halloween Ends or already watched it, I guarantee you guys are going to feel iffy. Now, Halloween Ends, of course, there will be no spoilers on this review, but again, I do ask people to please not put spoilers in the comment sections. However, if you're not looking for spoilers, do not go, down in the comment section down below, because I guarantee you, you will be spoiled there. And I don't mean like the good white girl who, of course, buys Starbucks every day and her daddy owns Apple kind of, spoiled. I'm talking about like spoil, where somebody tells you something you didn't want to know, and then when you see it, you're like reminded of why you didn't want to know because you wish, anyways. I'm going to say this right now. If you're expecting a Michael Myers brutal, horror, gory movie, you're not going to get that. Now, if you're going in there for a good horror, gore movie, you're getting that. I know that sounds weird. Well, I'll just tell you this right now. Michael Myers is hardly in the movie. You're probably wondering, a Halloween movies with a little bit of Michael Myers? That's a little iffy. Well, I'll tell you this right now. Michael Myers, in this entire movie, only kills one person. Now, by technicality, he killed two people, but that second person was already somewhat dead. Now, again, I'm not going to give details because that'll be spoilers. And even in that one death that he actually did kill, he got a little bit of help from Corey. Now, I'm going to tell you this right now. If you're wondering if you're going to like this movie, there are two questions. Number one, do you like the character of Corey? And number two, are you fine with Michael Myers taking a backseat in this movie? Now, you're still going to get the horror and the gore. You're just not going to get the Michael Myers. If you answer to both of those, like if your answer to those is, I don't mind Corey and I'm fine with Michael Myers taking a backseat, you're going to definitely enjoy this movie. But if you were expecting Michael Myers and you don't like the character of Corey, then you're definitely not going to like this movie. Or you didn't like this movie. Now, Corey, this movie has a lot of suspenseful moments. The best thing about this movie is the meta commentary, the social commentary of how fear causes our problems. How fear is what destroys us overall. And you can still tell in this movie that the town of Haddonfield, Illinois is still recovering from the PTSD of having gone through Michael Myers killing a lot of innocent people 40 years ago and then 40 years after. The thing I like about Corey, this movie is really more about Corey's rise and fall. The first two acts are all right here. Let me actually go here because I remember you guys are looking at the reflection. The first two acts of the movie are about Corey's rise and fall. But the third act of the movie is about the conclusion to the Halloween saga. So if you're looking for the Michael Myers stuff, if you're watching on Peacock, I recommend you skip till the very end. The conclusion to the Halloween story is great. I think it was done well. I really like Jamie Lee Curtis in this movie. I thought the very few scenes we got of Michael are pretty cool. I like it. But the best part of this movie was Corey. I don't know what the actor's name is, but I thought what he did in his position was phenomenal. I think it was great. I think it was fantastic. I thought the acting was great. I like how this was just this normal kid. And in the beginning, he has this accident as a babysitter. And now everyone's calling him a murderer, a psychopath. People pin him as the boogeyman. Because now Michael Myers has gone. People need a new villain. And so what did they do? They used a guy who had an accident. They started making up false rumors, false lies. And what they ended up creating was another Michael Myers. They pinned him as the next Michael Myers, and so he became the next Michael Myers. And there's this meta commentary in the movie on how our own fear causes those issues. A good example of this was when COVID-19 hit. COVID-19 was a very tragic thing. COVID-19 killed billions, millions of people. I don't know what the actual number is, but what it ended up causing is for those of us who stayed alive, it caused us to not be able to go to our jobs. A lot of people lost their livelihoods. People actually got fired. Kids couldn't go to school during that time. And COVID, when the director said that this movie was meta towards COVID, I can now see why. Michael killed a lot of people, but the remaining people were left with this fear, this panic. Kids aren't even able to celebrate Halloween. Kids can't even ride their bikes in the street. All because of this incident of Michael Myers. And there are generations that grew up fearing Michael Myers. And I like the meta commentary that this movie really has with Corey. How Corey becomes a direct, almost, kind of used as a scarecrow for the people of Haddonfield. They want to put the blame on somebody. That's what we do in our society. We put all our blame onto something. Like, for example, fat people will say, oh, I blame my sadness, my depression, when really it's you. You're eating too much. You're not exercising. Lose some weight. Or someone says, oh, I'm not happy with the job I have. I want a better job. Okay, cool. Quit. Go look for your actual job. Go look for the opportunities. Or somebody, that's usually how our world works, how our society works, where we put the blame on something because that's the easy way out. We never think about ourselves. We never think about how we could be the problem, how we could be the issue. Instead, we use somebody else to blame. Even I, on this YouTube channel, I sometimes will be like, oh man, if I had started uploading this kind of content, I would get a lot more views and this and this and that. If I started raging all about wokeness and all this and that, I would have definitely gotten more views. Maybe instead of me complaining, maybe I should just make good content and then let the views speak for themselves. Sometimes I'll see my good friends. I'll see Saggy. I'll see Jarbo. I'll see RJ. I'll see Max. And I'll see them do really good on YouTube. And I'll be a little bitter. I'll be like, man, I wish that was me. But instead of wishing, I got to put the work in. I can't just blame them. I got to put some blame on myself. And in order for me to do that, I got to accept that, hey, maybe I'm not producing the best content. Maybe I'm not very well at how I speak. Maybe I'm making mistakes along the way. Whatever it is, I got to be able to hold myself accountable so that way, if I want the views, if I want the money, it'll all come through once I start putting the work in. But I got to be able to understand that I'm the one that puts myself in this position. Not you, not this other person, not this and that. It's me. And this is something that works along society. And I love that this movie uses that as a way to pay Corey's rise and fall. How Corey, this innocent, sweet kid, is pinned as this monster because of this little accident. And now he can't have a normal life. Now people are bullying him. I don't know why the fuck he still lives in Haddonfield, but which is something I would say to most of the people in Haddonfield. But this kid was now turned into this murderer and becomes the next Michael Myers. Now, there are problems with this movie. I'll say some problems. One of them isn't really a problem with the movie, but more with the franchise as a whole. I love the original Halloween movie. I even like a lot of the Halloween movies that are not canon to this Halloween, movie universe, whatever we call it now, the MCU of Michael Myers, the Michael Cinematic Universe, whatever we want to call it. I also really loved Halloween 2018. I think Halloween 2018, I'll even say this, I think Halloween 2018 is better than the original Halloween movie. Yeah, I said it. I know that's unpopular, but I'll say it. Halloween Kills, however, I thought was a not very good movie. I thought it was an average movie. And one of my problems with the movie is Michael is all of a sudden supernatural. And that's one of my problems with the Halloween franchises as a whole. Choose whether Michael is a supernatural character or a normal man who's just really strong and really crazy. Make the decision. I am so tired of constantly having to go back and forth. Because in Halloween Kills, he survives gunshots, he survives stabbings, and he just gets back up. He even survived the burning house in the previous movie, in Halloween 2018. But now this movie comes along, and this movie takes place 4 years after Halloween Kills. And he's been living under a tunnel. Now, another plot hole right there. Or not really a plot hole, but another inconsistency. Where is he getting the food? Where is he getting the water? He can't come out because everyone in Haddonfield keeps saying he disappeared. And the question is, where is he eating? Where is he drinking? Where is he pissing? Where is he shitting? This movie also shows you he's human. He's not as strong anymore. He only kills one person in this movie, and even when he kills that person, he needs help and he's struggling. Even when, and you see in the trailers, he fights Jamie Lee Curtis. Even in that fight, he's struggling. He's old. He's not as strong as he used to be. He's rugged. I would even say, I would compare this to Logan, not in quality. I would more say in how the main character is now turned into this weak old man. A little bit of strength in him, but that's about it. But 4 years ago, he was surviving gunshots, stabs, and this and that. That's an inconsistency. That was a little weird. Another thing I found weird is when he meets Corey, and Corey gets, because he just looks into Corey's eyes, and then that's when Corey falls into darkness. Corey sees a homeless man outside the tunnel, and the man's like, Michael always brings people in there. How'd you get out, huh? And I was like, wait, but why would Michael let Corey live? We know Michael is a force of nature. We know Michael. Now there's this Batman and Robin back and forth. It's a little weird. And those are some inconsistencies of this Halloween universe. I still go with the opinion that I believe Halloween Kills and Halloween Ends should have been just put together and made into one movie. And just have Halloween 2018 and then Halloween Kills be the final epic grand conclusion. Put the ending of this movie into Halloween Kills and maybe put in Corey's story in between there. And just, I think that would have been a better product. I think that would have been a better conclusion. But overall, I still think this movie is great. I love the meta nature. I love the commentary. But there are some flaws in it. So while I don't think this movie's perfect, and while I don't think it's this great masterpiece, I think it's a really good movie. If this movie didn't have the Halloween IP attached to it, I guarantee you more people would have loved it. More people would have seen this as a fantastic win. But instead, it's more kind of a weird, divisive movie. I still really enjoy it, but I can understand why other people aren't going to enjoy it. But anyways, you guys let us know in the comment sections, what do you think about my review, or have you seen the movie, have you not, whatever it is, let us know in the comment sections down below. But overall, I enjoyed the movie, and I shall see y'all next time. Peace.